Okay, this is the next update video. It's been the last month. It's just been a month for me. Well, what's been going on is, last month, like I mentioned in the last video, the dentist. And I was having a few little issues, like when flossing and whatnot, because how uncomfortable it was, and it still kind of is, in the spots in between where they did the fillings and whatnot. But everything else, the extractions, all four of them, the top ones are doing good, the bottom ones are doing good. It's just, the dentist was saying that these bottom ones, the way they were going, because the top ones, the skin formed over the cavity, and the bottom ones, the skins went into the cavity instead of forming over it. And he says that it's healing normally and it eventually will fill in. So I had the bite on this side wasn't matching, so I had to go back in and do that and get this one slightly adjusted so it's more comfortable in flossing. Other than that, everything of that's going good. But I had another health issue. I thought it was the spironolactone that could have been causing it. It was like about a week or so, I was feeling lightheaded. I mean, really lightheaded, to the point where it was like really hard to do anything for about a week. And what happened was, when seeing the doctor, they did the test results, like the blood work and everything came back normal. And had my prescriptions and everything refilled a month early because I was already there and I needed it. Then she had me go in to see the general practitioner, like the personal care physician, basically. And he did some more tests and everything, blood work, and yeah, the doctor is prescribing my prescriptions for the hormone replacement therapy, wanted to have a full heart checkup. So the general care physician did that. Everything came back normal. Have a heart, it's normal. Blood work came back normal. Like the iron levels is normal. And he found out I had water on my inner ear, and that can cause it. So that was kind of frustrating. Once I figured it out, it's like, oh, that's what's going on, that makes sense. So then I just went online on a YouTube, just looked up how you can help relieve that, and I found some pretty good tips. It's because when there's water on the inner ear, the ducts aren't opening up to drain everything. So you just basically have to do the techniques that open up the ducts, and it helped to drain it. And once that started happening, it felt better. And yeah. So that was, yeah. And I also, has nothing to do with like my transition or anything, but I got a bunch of bug bites. It wasn't, and there's 3 of them were still healing, 2 of them were healed up, and yeah, it's not fun. It's the itchiness and whatnot. But other than that, I'm back taking the 100 milligrams of spironolactone instead of the 50. I'm not taking the 50 milligrams anymore. And my doctor dropped my dosage from from 200 milligrams of spironolactone down to 150 just to make sure it wasn't the spironolactone causing the lightheadedness. Then it ends up, because the water on the ear, then everything is back to normal. She's having me take 200 milligrams again, so I'm back up to the full dosage. So, and being back on the 100 milligrams, I've noticed something difference with the 100 milligrams compared to the 50. I do a lot better with my hormone levels and everything and body changes taking the 100 milligram pills instead of the 50 milligram pills for the spironolactone. And taking the 100 milligrams, I've been noticing this. It's been going on for about a month or so. Like what happened last year, like the summer of last year when my breast went up a cup size. They're doing that right now. And my bras are becoming really tight. And the parts down here are starting to fold in like this, because my breasts are becoming bigger, and then the bras are becoming smaller, so there's like no room, so it's like kind of folding it over right there. And that's what happened last year when my breasts went up a size. But I still can't fit in a cup size bigger, and the cup size I've been using, like a D, is becoming too small, and I don't fit in a double D just yet, but I'm almost there. So I'm almost a double D now. That's like the biggest physical change I've noticed this last month with my body. And because I wasn't feeling good or anything from seeing the dentist and all that healing, like I mentioned in my last video, how I had that weight issue. Everything's back up to normal, or it should be, and the whole tummy area has lots of fat in it, back to where it was before, and everything's back to normal and back on track with everything. And I feel better about my body, myself. And I look better and I feel better. Especially that my breasts are going up in size. Even though I still weigh the same, everything's redistributing differently. So it's been a struggle. Yeah. So that's the most physical change that's happened. And I noticed the hair that was right around here, I haven't noticed it anymore. The hair that was right here, I haven't noticed it for like a few weeks or so. But the one on this side, I noticed the hair is still there. And through here, and some through here. And that's just about the hair that's still left. I'm still waiting for that pigment to come back fully. And if it doesn't fully come back, then I'm going to have to start getting electrolysis, which that's expensive, more expensive than laser, but it's also really permanent. And I suggest all you trans women out there, or anyone that doesn't want facial hair, get laser first until you can't get laser anymore because it won't treat the hairs. Then go and get electrolysis, because you'd be saving more money depending on how your treatments go. So yeah. And other than that, no other real physical changes except for my body feeling back in. And yeah, and my breasts going up in size. And I noticed my underarm hair, like I mentioned in my previous videos, I noticed it's grown even slower than before. I mean, really slow. So that's, yeah, My leg hair hasn't really done much, but it seems like it's kind of thinned out a little more, but it's hard to tell. But yeah, everything's on track. And other than that, no other physical changes. I'm just still waiting for the SSI for the whole process with all that. It's in the process still, and just waiting for that. And yeah. And other than that, all I noticed is my hormone cycle is back to normal from when I'm taking the progesterone. How my sex drive is, it's all back to normal. Yep. And it's kind of interesting because this last month or so, I've been having more spontaneous orgasms than I ever had before. It's like more this last month or so than, like, if I take everything previous before that, the like span in between I had spontaneous orgasms. Well, this last month it was a lot more closer together. Like, it could seem like almost every other day to every like 3 or 4 days or so, and it was just like I've been having a lot of them lately. And yeah, so that's going on. And there's nothing I can really do about that. I just hope it doesn't happen when I'm in public. Yeah. But other than that, I'm still single, still wanting a girlfriend and all that, so still looking. If any of you live in Utah and are interested, I'm available. So yeah. So that's what's been going on. So if you want to know what my body really looks like, this is how my breasts are looking. Well, it's hard to tell with this shirt, but if I come, that's about, if I come on camera, it's about like, yeah, that is what they kind of look like. They're bigger, fuller, and this is like my body shape. You can see my waist and the curves where my hips are. So that's how my body is actually looking, which I'm really happy I have that curvature like that, because it's even less of a boy shape than last month. And I'm really happy about that because it makes me feel more normal and more like myself. Makes me feel really happy and comfortable with who I am as a trans woman, as a person in general. And that's just how I just like to just be and feel as like my own self. And not anything else but who I am. And I just like to be treated just as my gender, not like my physical, biological sex, but my actual gender. And that's how I like to be treated, as my gender. In every which way. Because that's been a little bit on my mind about what Trump has been doing, if you've heard, within the last month and whatnot. Yeah. I just like to be, especially legally too, instead of what my birth certificate was at birth and all that. I just, everything is legally now is how I like to be treated, as my gender, not necessarily my sex, but gender. Treated as my actual gender, my female gender. Yep. I'm still having issues down there. The same as before. Other than that, that's what's going on with my life. So, until my next video, or update, or video I do, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you're interested, I'm single, looking for a girlfriend. So, yeah. That's what I'm looking for, is a girlfriend and not a boyfriend. So if you're interested, contact me. If you live in Utah and you're around my age. I just don't really like to say my age, but I'm 31, so if you're around my age and you're interested, please contact me. And we'll see how it goes. Boop!